Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into something really quite profound, actually. The topic, drawn from our source material, is the virgin birth confirms his deity.
Right.
Our guide here is Rhapsody of Realities by Pastor Chris, and it puts forward a very distinct claim about Jesus Christ's identity.
Very distinct.
Now, you might know the idea of Jesus as maybe a revered prophet or a great teacher. That's how many see him.
It's a common view, absolutely.
But this source material, Pastor Chris's, immediately argues that those ideas fall far short of his true identity.
That's the contention, yes.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. We're going to unpack why this source argues that understanding his birth is so crucial.
Crucial to understanding who he truly is, according to the source.
Exactly.
And just to add context, from the perspective of Rhapsody of Realities, our mission in this deep dive is really to look closely at the miracle of his birth. Specifically, how the source presents it as sort of foundational evidence for this claim of Jesus' deity.
Foundational, okay.
Yeah, the source calls this event extraordinary. It stresses it was something, that had never occurred in all of history.
So not just a story, but bedrock for understanding him in this view.
That's how it's presented.
Yeah.
It's positioned as the very bedrock for understanding his nature and identity.
Okay, that's a critical point the source is making. So let's unpack how Pastor Chris's material builds this argument. It starts with the specifics of the birth itself, right?
Yes, citing Matthew's gospel.
It says, "Now the birth of Jesus Christ was on this wise. When, as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph, before they came together, she was found with child of the Holy Ghost." So the source really emphasizes that Mary's conception was a miracle. It happened before she and Joseph were married, before they came together.
Right. And for the author, that timing is key.
Absolutely. The source argues this highlights the conception's purely divine origin, no earthly father involved.
Which, in turn, is presented as affirming Jesus' unique identity. It sidesteps any normal human lineage on the paternal side.
Which naturally leads to the question of Joseph's reaction. I mean, this is unprecedented.
Exactly. And the source describes Joseph as a just man. Righteous, follow the law.
Okay.
And since he didn't know about the divine side of things initially, well, the material explains he planned to end the engagement.
But discreetly.
Yes, discreetly. The source points out his goal was to avoid shaming Mary publicly.
While still maintaining his own integrity, presumably.
That's the interpretation offered. But then everything changes.
Right, because as he's thinking this over, wrestling with it, the narrative shifts. Pastor Chris highlights this part.
Yes, the angelic intervention.
An angel appears to Joseph, explains the situation, says the conception was not of man but of God.
Clarifies the divine origin.
And the angel didn't stop there, also told Joseph to name the child Jesus.
Explaining the reason. For he shall save his people from their sins.
That's key too, isn't it? For the author, this name and its meaning, it implies a saving power.
A power the source suggests only God possesses.
So it links his mission, saving people, directly back to that divine nature established by the miraculous birth.
That's the connection the source draws. Conception, mission, nature all intertwined and pointing towards deity.
And then there's the prophecy connection. The source brings this in quite strongly.
Critically important in the argument, yes.
Yeah.
It highlights the text saying, all this was done, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet.
And then quotes that famous passage.
From Matthew, yes. Behold, a virgin shall be with child and shall bring forth a son.
And they shall call his name Emmanuel.
Which being interpreted is God with us.
God with us. The source really leans into that, doesn't it? Emphasizing the fulfillment of this specific prophecy.
It's presented not as coincidence, but as preordained. A deliberate act by God.
A signpost pointing to his identity. Revealing himself literally with us.
That's the argument. It validates the virgin birth as God's intended method of revealing himself in human form.
Okay, so let's try and pull these threads together. We've got the unique conception, the angel's clarification to Joseph, the name Jesus and its meaning, and the fulfillment of the Emmanuel prophecy. How does Pastor Chris's material consolidate all this to really hammer home that central argument about Jesus' deity?
Well, it circles back powerfully to that name Emmanuel, God with us.
Right.
For the author, this isn't just a nice title. It's presented as a direct statement about Jesus' fundamental nature. His very identity is divine presence, made manifest through this birth.
So the birth isn't just the start of the story, it defines the main character from the outset, in this view.
Exactly. The source argues his birth, being purely divine, is clear evidence of his deity.
And it also proves his divine origin.
Yes. So if you connect that to the bigger picture, Pastor Chris argues this single event fundamentally shapes how we should understand Jesus.
Moving beyond just seeing him as a prophet or a teacher.
Precisely. Elevating him, based on this origin, to deity.
So, reflecting on all this, what does it mean for you, the listener? It raises, I think, an interesting question. If the very beginning of the story, like this one we've just explored from Rhapsody of Realities, is argued to hold such a deep truth about identity and origin, what other origin stories might you explore in your own understanding? Could be ideas, movements, maybe even personal beliefs you hold.
Interesting angle.
Yeah, how might doing a deep dive into their beginnings, how might that redefine what you thought you knew about them? Something to think about.
For more information on how you can grow spiritually using Rhapsody of Realities, please visit our website, www.rhapsodyofrealities.org, or you can also visit rin.rhapsodyofrealities.org/salvation. Thank you.